come back home and tell you about the mayor of Msunduzi. Mzimkhulu Thebolla has defended the decision to spend millions into now-relegated Maritzburg United. Thebolla says they invested in the soccer club as they believed it was making a huge difference to the city's economy and tourism. Opposition parties, though, have criticized the move as a waste of money, while residents are struggling with service delivery. We're now joined by DA caucus leader at Msunduzi Municipality, Ross Strachan. Ross, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Let's start with a bit of background. How did we get here?
Thank you so much, and good afternoon to your viewers. Obviously, this has been a historic relationship between the city of Msunduzi and obviously Maritzburg United. And we've obviously been contributed to their way of playing, their financial contributions. And at the time we started this, which was way back in the early 2000s, we at least had a fiscal and financial situation that was healthy. Obviously, we've been put under administration twice in the last 15 years due to various reasons, maladministration, financial mismanagement, and the list goes on. In 2019, we were placed under administration again, especially due to the financial mismanagement of the municipality and various other aspects that led us to that position. Maritzburg United's contract came up for renewal just before the previous election in 2021. The previous caucus of the DA, as well as various other opposition parties in the last term, opposed this sponsorship of Maritzburg United due to the fact that we were in financial distress. We were sitting at a situation where we were living from hand to mouth, less than 10 days of cash coverage. That situation hasn't changed. Hence the fact that we're sitting in a situation where we have been extended in administration under Section 139(1)(b) for the fourth time in 5 years. So in terms of our situation, it's a foregone conclusion that we cannot afford to hand out sponsorships to teams that should really be looking for private sponsorships like any other football team or professional team in the world, actually. So we've obviously had a situation where we had to approve 27 million rand over the next 3 years. That was from 2021. We obviously opposed that due to the fact that whilst people are sitting with no water for years, and sometimes within the city no electricity for days on end, we should be spending our money on basic service delivery and not handing out sponsorships to soccer clubs.
As you mentioned, the coffers are running dry. How did you get to that situation?
Well, obviously, due to a number of factors, poor governance, like what's happening in the rest of South Africa, maladministration, and just a lack of prioritization, and riddled with corruption in the city of choice, the capital city of KZN, possibly one of the worst run municipalities in the country for its size. People that know Maritzburg have seen the rapid deterioration of the city. You just drive through the city, it's a shell of what it used to be. And here we are sponsoring football clubs for 27 million rand over 3 years. Is clearly a lack of prioritization, which has led us to this position.
And so what has been the tone of discussions with your counterparts? Are you finding each other on the issue of redirecting those funds to service the people of Msunduzi?
Well, there has been discussions, obviously discussions within council, discussions outside of council, discussions in the corridors, and it's clear that the ANC do not want to see it for what it is, and it's wasteful expenditure. This football club, which is not a non-profit organization, it's a football club that made the PSL, subsequently been relegated now, and it's clear that they should be looking after themselves. And the ANC just cannot see that. And they believe that it's good for our tourism, it's good for the economy, but how can you have tourism and an economy when you've got no basic service delivery? People are not going to visit your city to watch football if the city is in decay.
What options are then available to you?
Well, the fact is that we need to reprioritise that money. I do believe that there's only been a little bit spent out of that 27 million, which we can afford. I know that 3.9 million was paid in the last month. That's all we can afford. We should be paying over the next year or so, and should have been paid over the last 2 years, 9 million per annum, which we cannot afford to pay. So we've made a decision on an unfunded sponsorship. So it's clearly irresponsible and a lack of foresight. And clearly someone is benefiting from this very bad decision.
Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Ross Strachan is the DA caucus leader in Msunduzi.